All right. Welcome to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. I'm Gage Samoji. We got Emerson Hip pounding down a high noon right now. Throwing it on the floor.
Let's do this, dude.
You pay rent. It's all good.
I can clean that up.
First and foremost, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I did.
Yeah,
Did you?
I did. Just got together with the family before work. But it was nice.
Man, Marriott's making you work
I
on
know.
Thanksgiving.
Those bastards. Those
It's-
bastards.
Well, I would call your employers bastards.
Yeah, fuck them. No, they do me right. But
Yeah, do they?
another holiday at work. Gotta love it. How was your Thanksgiving, Gage?
It was good. It was, small family function like always. Me, mom, grandma, dad, sister, and sister's boyfriend was there.
Nice.
Which I'm cool with. Had a good time.
JoJo's joining the family, huh?
Yeah. The way
Or
it's,
do we need to pump the brakes?
the way it's looking right now, those two are connected to the hip right now.
Oh, that's
so,
cute.
Yeah, it's definitely
There you go, Drew.
makes him want to puke. No, he's a good kid. I like him a lot. But yeah, I had a good time. Can't complain. Grandpa wasn't there because he's kind of COVID paranoid. And
Fair enough.
my grandma had issues back in the past with her health, so he would have felt bad if something would happen. But apparently none of us feel bad because we were all there. Love you, Grandma. You seem fine. I know you got an iPhone a couple days ago for the first time, so you're juiced.
Ooh, Kitty's upgrading.
She doesn't listen to us, but it's fine.
Maybe now she will.
can. Yeah, maybe
Just
now
be
she
like,
can.
hey, you got to mention. Now you have to listen.
Yeah. Maybe now with your iPhone, just go on the podcast app on there. Boom.
Bingo. Yeah, you don't even have to download anything. You already got it in your hands. Apple Podcasts.
Exactly.
Right there.
Exactly. What are you drinking? Or
So, well, I just finished my lovely high noon.
also,
Shout out.
I don't know why I just popped one open because we're gonna be drinking this.
That's all right. That can be,
2 drinks.
yeah. 2 drinks at once. Fuck it. But yeah, today we're going to do a little review on this lovely canned wine. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon from California. It's called Belly Dragger, 2018 Cab. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that well, but I'll close it in on that.
It doesn't look very good based off the can.
I know.
It doesn't at all.
What's great about this is it's so not Napa. It's cold for one, cold red wine.
Okay, that's right.
It's
up
in a can.
Right up your mom's alley.
Yeah, in a can, and we're gonna be drinking out of stemless glasses.
I'm a big stemless guy, so I'm okay with this.
But it's just like the anti
All right.
Napa. But we're gonna give it a shot.
And-
These things are 12 ounces, so it's like 2
And
glasses
it pairs
of wine.
well with.
Oh yeah, so it pairs well with sunsets, barbecue grills, and fireside chats.
Wow.
We're not fireside right now, but we're close enough.
What else could you want in a drink?
Yeah. See how it smells, and give it a little
Good,
swirl.
a little cheers.
It's doesn't have a lot of punch, but it's very
light.
very drinkable for a cab.
I'm not gonna act like I'm the biggest wine connoisseur.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love wine, but I don't really know how to judge it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of great dark fruit.
So yeah, in the words of Michael Scott, it's definitely a red.
I would say this is a red.
It's
yes,
a red. I
it's a
think. Yeah. No, it's good. It's definitely something I can drink on a hot day.
It's unsweetened grape juice. Let's put it that way.
This is what you guys should use out of that beer bong.
I think we might beer bong the rest of this. Now that I think about it. Just kidding.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean this is alright.
It's
I
cool.
mean,
I like the name of it's funny.
yeah. So I got this from as a sample from my boss who was looking for items to put in our after hours bar at the front desk.
Okay.
So I would say, sure, why not?
What do you give it out of a 10?
Out of 10, I mean, honestly, it's like a 4.5.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
because I mean, we've had better wine, but
Well, because we are.
but given the convenience factor,
Yeah.
and I mean, it looks a little tacky being in the can, but given the convenience factor, I'd say it's
I'm about it.
yeah, it's cool.
I could definitely have that on a hot, sunny day.
Yeah, it's got a great. I mean, Belly Dragger's a pretty
It's a great
funny
name.
name. It's a half a bottle of wine,
It looks like something you would get.
full-bodied, easygoing, tasty, delicious.
Looks like something you would get at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, a little bit, just based on the
off
label.
The logo, the
Yeah.
label, yeah.
It seems like it's like something you find at an airport too, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, those airports would be dangerous.
People would be shotgunning those motherfuckers.
That's what we should have done.
Ooh, rough. I don't know about that.
No?
So yeah, 4.5, but that's better than I thought it was going to be completely honest.
It's better than $2 Chuck from Trader Joe's.
It is. It's like, it's probably in the same range, honestly.
Which I know $2 Chuck ain't shit.
$2 Chuck is not as bad as people want to say, but
I will agree with you.
Yeah.
I will drink it.
Mhm.
But all these wine snobs are like, well, no, I can't drink.
we'll also wake up with a headache the next day. So
Oh,
that's
terrible.
Yeah.
My mom was drinking some $2 Chuck Chardonnay. She couldn't even finish her
Oh,
glass.
yeah, I wouldn't drink their white shit. That's for sure.
Terrible. She's super sweet. She's like, try this. I'm like, yeah, this ain't it.
No.
I was like, you should open some of the other bottles that we got.
All right.
Should we get down to business?
Let's get down to business. Let's talk some sports. We got our intoxication part out of the way.
Well, yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But
Got the vino out of the way.
yeah. All right. First thing we're gonna talk about is I don't know if you heard, but there's a pretty big boxing match that happened on Saturday.
Huge.
Huge.
Some exhibition boxing.
Yeah, but
Senior league.
before we get to the main event part of the boxing match, we're gonna talk about Nate Robinson.
Getting slept.
Has anybody checked on him recently? He's not. He shouldn't be doing good. That boy got dropped in the second round
Yeah.
by a YouTuber, Jake Paul.
I mean, Jake Paul looked like he was taking it pretty seriously.
Hell yeah, he was.
He threw a nice.
He looked all right.
Yeah.
You could tell he was getting in his chest because after the match, he was like, "Yeah, I want to fight Conor McGregor now." It's like, bro,
He would say that.
why?
Did he say he wants to box him or take him in the octagon?
I'm guessing. I hope he means boxing.
Because he get wrecked in the
Oh
octagon.
man, are you kidding me?
Conor would put him away way too fast.
That was probably the best part of the night because Nate Robinson went down,
Yeah.
out. He laid on the ground for about what seemed to be 5 minutes. They brought out the stool in the middle of the ring or wherever he was, and he couldn't even sit on it.
Yeah.
He couldn't even sit. He was just sitting there. He was
He
out.
was gone. I mean, he bounced off the mat really hard too.
I will give Nate Robinson credit though, because that was his first fight. And let me tell you this: if I went into a ring for the first time, I'm probably getting knocked out too.
Yeah.
I just am.
I mean, do you think it should be embarrassing considering that he was an athlete going into this versus Jake Paul, who was just some? I mean, he could be athletic too, in general, but he's just some dude.
No, I mean, because Jake Paul's a lot taller, had more weight.
He did, yeah, he was bigger.
Just because you're good at one sport doesn't mean you're good at all of them.
I agree with that.
Not everyone's Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, but the fight of the night was obviously Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., which
You watched the whole thing, right?
yeah, we all watched it. It wasn't that great. It was really cool to be able to say that I saw a Mike Tyson fight
Yeah.
because by the time his last fight was 2005, and I wasn't watching fights back when I was 10. But it was really, really cool to be able to see Mike. He looked great
Yeah.
for being 54.
Some of the highlights I saw, yeah,
For
absolutely.
being 54. And Roy Jones, I give him credit for stepping in the ring. But Roy Jones is a proven fighter. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about this fight was that it wasn't even close to being a draw.
And they still made it up. Tyson won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a total money grab because
Yeah.
they want to do it again. And I do agree with them wanting to do it again because they need fans to be in the stands for this kind of thing. Because
For
the
sure.
place would erupt for a Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah.
There'd be every celebrity would be there. It'd be packed. And that's exactly why I think they did a draw. Because everybody who watched this fight will agree with me that Mike Tyson won this hands
Yeah.
down.
What do you think about the speculation that maybe they told Mike Tyson not to hit Roy Jones in the head?
I didn't hear about it. Is that a thing? Did you hear about that?
Well, I mean, our favorite guy, Colin Cowherd, started this.
No.
I don't know if he started it or not, but he said he heard that Tyson was not, or was instructed not to hit Roy Jones above the shoulders.
You know, now that you mention that, I didn't see a lot of that happen.
I mean, most of the highlights I had noticed was him taking body shots. Yeah.
That's actually not a bad thought.
Yeah.
Because Roy Jones has fought a lot of fights.
Yeah.
A lot more than Tyson has.
Yeah. And that it was obviously both, they were in it just for the money, and that was the other.
And I don't even think I think all the money, at least for on Tyson's side, was going to charity.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I don't know about Roy Jones. I don't know what he did with it.
Yeah. Do you think Tyson? Do you think Tyson could fight anyone that's going professionally still?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think
You think it could
maybe not the higher names
But-
like Deontay Wilder or
Right.
Tyson Fury or
I would
Anthony
love to see him
Joshua.
fight one of those guys.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him fight Tyson Fury because they were kind of Tyson Fury is kind of or Deontay Wilder is the same kind of fighter, just haymakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't I don't think he could
He
beat
could
them.
hang
It's
in.
just they're too young. But it looks like he still has the power.
But like I think Wilder and Fury are both older than 35. I mean, that's obviously well younger than Tyson, but they're not,
Yeah.
in their athletic prime necessarily.
Just Deontay Wilder's only had one loss, and he's an animal.
Yeah, he is.
And Anthony Joshua, I think, only has one loss too. He lost to Andy Ruiz,
Yeah, that was a shocker.
and I don't think Tyson should. I hope him and Roy Jones fight again, and that he can actually go above the shoulders.
Yeah.
I also heard that Mike Tyson. He said he was stoned going into this fight. That's what he said post fight. He said he was stoned going into this fight.
That would be great if it's true.
I bet it is. I guarantee it is. Dude doesn't give a fuck. He has a tattoo on his face.
This is true.
So it's cool to be able to see that, and I would watch it again. I would watch the second fight.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't watch any of it. I only saw very small highlights, but glad to hear it was a success.
Well, you got some people there. They'll probably say they'll never pay for that
It was
again.
a joke, yeah. I mean, it was only $50, so that's
Not too bad.
pretty reasonable. I mean,
People-
it was
people
an
are-
exhibition, but
People are gonna buy this fight again.
yeah, I would imagine so.
Anything with Tyson in it when it comes to boxing, people are gonna watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what the numbers are, but I would love to know what the numbers were for that fight being bought.
Yeah, I mean,
Watched.
I think I heard that they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not shocking.
Let's move on to a little bit of college football news.
A little bit.
A little bit.
No, you wanna.
So I want to gloat. I wore my gear today.
Oh man.
In the 114th big game in history,
Wow.
Stanford defeated Cal 24-23. I don't know if you saw how this game
I
ended.
didn't see how it ended. I heard.
My boy Scott Erickson, former guest of the show, was hurting. So Stanford had a 24-17 lead with a couple minutes left in the game. Cal's got the ball on their own 10-yard line.
Yeah.
They drive all the way down and score in about a minute. And they go to kick the extra point to tie the game. Blocked.
Oh, blocked.
Blocked. This is after Stanford also blocked a field goal, like a less than 30-yard field goal by Cal at the end of the first half. And they do it again
And at the
to
time-
seal the deal.
At the time of the blocked PAT, what time was left on the clock?
Less than a minute.
Wow.
So that one felt good.
Yeah, I bet you loved that.
Because if it would have gone to overtime, Cal was going to win the game. They actually honestly dominated the game other than the turnover margin.
When was the last time Cal's beaten Stanford? Has it been
Last year was the first year in like 10
okay.
years. Yeah. I think Stanford had like a 9 or 10 game winning streak.
Because I know Stanford, yeah, had won a lot.
I actually looked it up today, and Stanford has a huge advantage, or a pretty big advantage in
The all
the
time.
series. Yeah, they've won they're like 60-44.
Wow.
Yeah. So, bingo, another win. Chalk it up. Stanford's first win of the year, probably their last.
They get that axe back.
Because they stink. They're also getting hosed. We're going to talk about this whole thing a little bit later. They're also getting hosed by Santa Clara's
Yeah, because we talked about this.
New,
We talked about that yesterday.
contact sports ban. So they will likely be playing on the road for the rest of the year. Not that it really matters. It's only a 6-game season, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's safe to say they didn't have big college football playoff hopes.
no, I mean they stink. The whole Pac-12 stinks. Oregon can't even beat Oregon State.
Shout out to Zoe.
Oops.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't mention that.
I did now. The college football playoff rankings. Top 4 remain the same: Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Ohio State. Although Ohio State just had their game canceled this past weekend due to COVID. Their coach, the most prominent name on their COVID list, or COVID positive lists, and their chances of making the playoff are kind of in jeopardy. I mean,
Wow.
the committee still values them right now. They're still number 4. They're 4-0. But the Big Ten has set a minimum number of games of 6, I believe, to qualify for their championship game. So that would hurt. Which they're on schedule to play this week against Michigan State. But I mean, who knows what could happen in the following week when they have to play Michigan. So could be interesting. I mean, they've shown so far this year that they deserve to make the playoff.
You know they want Justin Fields
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. So it would be kind of a shame if they got screwed by the pandemic, but
Hey, who isn't, right?
it's kind of one of those it is what it is things this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
We've
blame.
We've all felt the wrath.
Yeah. you want some more Venum?
Sure.
So yeah, that's what we got in college football this week. There wasn't a whole lot of upsets or anything like that, but
Yeah, college football, man,
it's a dud this year, honestly.
it is. It just is. And that's because of, like we were talking about, all the COVID stuff.
Yep.
So we'll go on to the pros now. NFL, some news. Will Fuller, 6-game PED ban.
The Texans were starting to get on a little bit of a roll. I mean, it could be a little too late, but yeah. I mean, did you see his statement?
I didn't read the whole thing.
It was very like
he didn't mean to do it or something like that.
it was bullshit. It was basically he said I took a supplement from a doctor that I was seeking medication.
Yeah.
He told me it was okay,
Mm.
and found out obviously now that it was not, which is fucking bullshit because obviously you should ask someone who's an NFL official if it's okay, not just some random doctor.
No.
So I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
And
So-
so he's essentially out for the rest
He's
of
done for the year,
the Yeah, definitely.
and he'll miss the first game of next year.
Well, unless they do something in the playoffs, I guess, right?
Playoffs, I do not believe count, but he would still be suspended for the rest of the year, even if they did make the playoffs, and then still the one game next year.
Gotcha.
My Niners rather.
Whoa! You better wash your mouth out with soap, Emerson Hip.
All right, let me go. So my Niners, they're gonna have to play their next 2 home games in Arizona, at least the next 2. They'll be playing the Bills this coming Monday,
Bills.
and then I forget who they play after that. I want to say it's someone really bad, honestly.
They don't play the Cowboys until. It's not the Cowboys after that. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyways, Washington. After that,
Hey, they're almost in first place. They're not
this
bad,
is
see?
true. They are tied for first place. Due to Santa Clara putting a temporary ban on contact sports in the county.
Like, why?
It like I don't know what's right and what's wrong. I don't think anyone really does. I'm willing to listen to what the medical experts have to say and trust them. But on the surface, this sounds absolutely fucking ridiculous. They're the one county out of the whole country that's deciding that this is a ban,
It's the
and
only,
they happen to have a pro sports team. 2,
It's the only county.
the only one that I've heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they're the only county.
It's weird. It's just like it's weird.
It's.
I understand it.
I
But
mean,
it's just weird.
Yeah, I guess, but it's like, why? Where's it coming from? I mean, just because we have COVID cases, the NFL has their own protocols to get through this. So you would think that a multi-billion-dollar corporation
Could figure this
can
out.
figure it out on their own. They don't need to be told they can't play in a certain county. But yet they can go play wherever the hell else they want to play, because that makes it that much safer for the country.
Yeah, the more you move around, the more it's better for you. Right?
Yeah, right? That's what I heard. I don't know. I just think it's... And the late notice, I know Kyle Shanahan was not happy about that. But, yeah, it's a little confusing.
Yeah, and speaking of Stanford, it fucks them up too, like you were saying earlier.
Yep.
Which sucks.
Yep.
All your teams are getting hosed right now.
I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much as far as the game, but it just... I don't know where they're coming from with this mandate.
In other COVID news, Ravens and Steelers got postponed to tomorrow. It's supposed to be today.
Yep. They're still having more cases come out positive,
Yeah, this is not good.
or more tests come out positive.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson's not going to play in this game, which means the Steelers are going to stay undefeated,
Yeah.
I would say.
Pretty much.
So Jimmy chalked that one up.
Is Robert Griffin still on the team?
Yeah, I think RG3 is going to play.
Yeah, I mean, this game was supposed to be played on Thanksgiving, and it's going to be played almost a week from.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of... I know they've had a bigger outbreak than some other teams that have not gotten the benefit of the doubt with postponements, but it seems interesting how they've kind of picked and choose when they've postponed games.
And then this also fucks up the Cowboys because the Cowboys don't play... Because they play the Ravens next.
And they'll be playing Tuesday, which was supposed to be Monday, is that right? Or Sunday night?
Sunday or Monday. I don't think it's supposed to be Monday.
It wasn't supposed to be Monday. Maybe Sunday night, yeah. So yeah, it's just it's kind of thrown all kinds of things out of.
And of course,
out of whack.
the Cowboys luck. Lamar Jackson will probably play in that game.
Yeah, exactly.
So that means he is going to rush for like 130 yards.
It'll be
It's not going to be nice.
it'll be fun for the Ravens. Let's put it that way. And then in more COVID news, shocker, the Broncos had to start practice squad wide receiver Kendall Hilton at starting quarterback this week due to all of their 4 quarterbacks being placed on the COVID list. They were all ruled ineligible. Jeff Driscoll is the one who tested positive, and apparently all 3 other guys were in the same meeting room with him, not wearing masks. So this is another situation where they kind of picked and choose when not to postpone a game. But I think, and I've heard this, around sports talk, is that they kind of want to make an example of the Broncos because they put in strict protocols.
And they're not.
And
they're
they
not,
obviously didn't follow in this situation.
Got to lead by example.
Yep.
I think it's kind of. I mean, good for this wide receiver, Kendall Hilton.
He was terrible.
Terrible.
Unfortunately.
But can you
And he
imagine?
played a good Saints
Can you
defense.
imagine being in that situation, being a practice squad wide receiver, and then you're starting an NFL game?
I mean, I'm sure he just was like, let's have as much fun with it as we can. And unfortunately, he was god awful. But
because there's no way the Broncos, as a team, or their coaching staff, expected them to win this game.
oh no, and they got blown out.
I think they didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, it was 31-3. They actually scored points, so that's good.
Yeah, but I do give him credit though for going out there, doing his job, trying his
Yeah,
best,
I mean,
and that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, I think he was 1 for 9 with 2 picks.
Was he?
Yeah, and like 13 yards. I saw one of his throws. He doesn't really have a natural throwing motion.
I wonder why.
Yeah,
He got drafted as a receiver.
Yeah. They didn't even, I think an article I read, they said they didn't even know how long it's been since he threw a pass. It just said it's been a long time since he threw passes.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, like, John, a long time. It's been long.
Is that your second Trump fucking?
Yep, 2 for 2 on this episode.
All right, Emerson, I'm gonna ask you a question right here. I'm gonna give you 3 options for biggest upset of the weekend.
Yeah, hit me.
All right, the Rams got upset by your Niners, 23-20.
Let's go.
The Raiders get smoked by Atlanta,
Oh my
43
god.
to
What the
6.
fuck was that game?
Dude, Derek Carr,
Yeah,
not good.
the Raiders being the Raiders.
Or the Cardinals losing to the Patriots, 20-17.
This is a tough one. I would say,
I know my answer.
I think it's the Rams,
Okay.
but, I mean, obviously the worst loss was the Raiders getting blown the fuck out. But the Niners had Nick Mullins playing quarterback,
Yes.
and the Rams turned the ball over, 20 times and managed to lose the game?
To me, it's the Raiders.
Yeah.
They get smoked by the sorry-ass Atlanta Falcons.
Especially coming off a game where they lost to the Chiefs, but made you think that they're a pretty damn good team,
The
right?
closest thing to a moral victory they could have.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Derek Carr, he was on my fantasy team this week. Unfortunately, he got me like a nice 0.6 or 0.2. He was god-awful. I'm glad I didn't even watch this game.
Yeah. It was, we had it on, and we just kept saying, what the hell is happening?
So I feel like the past couple weeks, everyone's like, "Don't sleep on the Raiders." And
I mean, I thought the Raiders were a damn good team, and they almost...
I still think they are.
Yeah.
Everybody has a dead weekend.
They'll bounce back. I mean, obviously, there's the whole thing, West Coast team traveling to the East Coast is never easy.
Yeah.
But,
It just really looks really bad on this.
yeah,
on the
43-6, rough.
Terrible.
I mean, the Cardinals losing to the Patriots, that's one that I'm sure they thought they should have won.
I would have expected them to win that game. Yeah.
But maybe the Cardinals are not as elite as Matt wants to think.
Yeah, I think. I think the Kyler Murray MVP stock is going down a little bit.
There's a lot of guys who we thought were MVPs after 6 weeks, and it's kind of dropping off. And what do you know? Patrick Mahomes is starting to
He's starting to ascend.
reemerge.
Yeah, and he's probably gonna.
Yeah, he looks like the guy.
Also, I want to mention last night's game.
Oh my God, me and Gage watched this game together. Go, you started off.
So I've watched a lot of games in my life, a lot of football games, and for some reason last night I wish I could have had the time back in my life from watching it. It was just so boring. And if you look at the score of this game, you wouldn't think it was that bad because somehow the Eagles threw up a Hail Mary.
It was a joke.
It was a great catch by I think Richard Rodgers, one-handed. This game was just bad.
It was awful. I mean, it was like I said after you were like, I wish I could have had that time back. I was like, well, at least there was some fucking comic relief watching the Eagles just crumble.
Oh, I laughed a lot. We both did. It was just I don't think the Eagles didn't have a first down until 4 minutes
left in the first half.
In the first half, yeah.
That's insane. They had like negative yardage for most of the first quarter.
I've been watching the Cowboys all year, and they looked worse than I've seen the Cowboys play all year almost.
Oh yeah, the Eagles were an absolute joke. I mean, they kind of got it together on that last drive of the first half, and then they had one other decent drive in the second half, but that's it.
I'm still not going to give up on Carson Wentz, even though I want to. It's just their offensive line is so bad.
It's tough because the offensive line is a joke right now. Their receivers don't get open. No. Dallas Goedert's probably the only guy that gets open, and he's a tight end. So they need to upgrade a lot of things. I think I don't even know what made us think that the Eagles were good before this. I mean, maybe it was just past like them winning the Super Bowl a few years ago, but
they're fool's gold.
They are a little bit fool's gold.
So I just want to shout that out because that game was so bad.
It was garbage.
I couldn't believe it. And there was a short time where they had a chance. If they had got an onside kick and threw another Hail Mary, they could have won that game.
They could have, yeah.
Very small percentage of that happening, but it could have happened.
Also, questionable decisions from
Doug Peterson
going for it.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Going for it down by 11 late in the game. I mean, it didn't really matter, but going for 2 when they were down by 8, when you could just kick the extra point to be down by 7. So.
All I know is if I was an Eagles fan last night watching that game, I would be sick.
Yeah, yakking everywhere.
Everywhere. Projectile vomiting.
All right.
Also, DK Metcalf is a beast.
Yes, that didn't need to be said. But
Darius Slay had a bad game.
DK, he showed out, but I would say given the size difference, Darius Slay, he did okay.
It's hard being a DB.
It really is.
It is. It's probably the one.
I wouldn't say that should define how good of a player Darius Slay is, because he's one of the more respected cornerbacks.
DK is just having a monster.
Yeah, I mean DK is fucking 6'12" and 280 pounds.
People try to tackle him and they bounce off him.
Yeah,
that's how good he is.
Yeah, there was the dude that tried to lay that in and just fell backwards.
I don't know what his name is, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. Any more to talk about football? I don't think so. You got any?
The Cowboys suck dick.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I mean, sorry.
Oh, bad.
Titans bounced back against the Colts. Got the revenge. Derrick Henry went off as usual. Do you think he should be in the MVP conversation?
I mean, I guess, but they're not going to give it to him.
Yeah, he would have to continue to go off, and then some slippage from Mahomes.
You'd have to have like 20 rushing touchdowns, probably.
Yeah,
I think it's hard to win the MVP as a running back.
It is nowadays. It's definitely a passer's league.
I think you could put Dalvin Cook in there too.
Yeah, Dalvin's just good.
I think the Vikings aren't good, but he's good.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if the Vikings were in
had more than
had 7 or 8 wins, yeah, it'd be a different conversation.
Last call already?
Last call, baby. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, the way we like it.
Mm-hmm.
You got some stuff you want to talk about, right?
I do. Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to mention Stanford basketball. They played in the Maui Invitational. They'll be playing for 3rd place tomorrow, which doesn't sound that great. But they do have, which I just realized, the number 8, according to ESPN, the number 8 prospect out of high school.
Did you see that's their highest recruit ever?
I did. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
That's a good thing for Stanford. That's a good thing for the Pac-12.
Because we had both the games on last night, and I was watching more of the football, but I saw him. He was hitting a couple shots.
Yeah, he's got a good jumper. His name is Zaire Williams.
There you go.
He looks pretty good, and they have a lot of good upperclassmen that are going to be good contributors for the team this year. Yeah. They smoked Alabama last night. They played North Carolina earlier today, who was number 14. Took them all the way down to the wire.
Wow. Had
every opportunity to win the game, but they couldn't. Obviously couldn't pull through.
That's saying something because North Carolina always wins the Maui Invitational.
They do. They do. And they'll be playing Texas tomorrow for that title. But
hook 'em.
Yeah, I'm gonna just make a bold prediction. Fuck it.
I was gonna ask if you had any. I don't think I do.
Stanford. Ooh. I mean, going to the tournament, that's not that bold because any team can make the fucking tournament.
Yeah.
What do I got to do here to make it bold? Stanford is going to win the Pac-12 regular season, which they're probably not favorites to do.
Okay, I like that.
I'm gonna have to crack my chaser for this.
Look at you.
Do you have anything you want to talk about while I do this?
I don't have any bold predictions, but I do want to give a shout out to Steph Curry.
The dude.
You know, clearly I'm not the biggest Warriors fan, but I'm really happy for him because Under Armour allowed him to branch off and do his own shoe brand, essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Michael Jordan did with Nike. So there'd be no more Under Armour logo on his shoes. It's going to be his logo that he has, which...
What's the name of the brand? Is it just
I think it's
Curry?
Curry, yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And I think it's cool because it doesn't happen with basketball players a lot.
Yeah, I mean, usually guys will get their shoe deal with the, but anyone can get a shoe.
Yeah, because, LeBron James has, obviously, Nike has his logo, but there's always a Nike logo on LeBron's.
Yeah.
KD always has the Nike logo.
It shocks me that LeBron hadn't done this a long time ago.
I'm surprised, too. It's something that I feel like he should do, but maybe he's just paying homage to how much Nike means to him.
Yeah, and I wonder if he thinks there's less opportunity if he went away from Nike.
Well, I still think, I don't think Steph Curry's not going away from
Well,
Nike.
yeah, but like just going with his own brand, even though it's still affiliated with Nike, I think maybe the Nike logo he thinks helps him. I don't know.
Because you got to think he's had this idea for a while, or LeBron, it's crossed his mind once.
Yeah, I would think so.
He
too.
probably just thinks like, hey, they helped me out, I helped them out,
Yeah.
and I think it's fair to say that Steph Curry is probably the most important athlete that Under Armour's ever had
For sure.
when it comes to shoe sales and getting
Marketing and whatnot.
Yeah, because
That's absolutely.
during that Warriors run, he was rocking Under Armour's and he unbelievable.
Yeah.
MVPs, championships, and that I would love to know the number from what they were without him and then with him.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, just the
but-
rise.
Yeah, the rise had to have been insane. So I'm
Yeah.
really happy for Steph Curry that he got that. Cause I just think it's cool, and I think he's a good guy. He's one of the best basketball players I've ever seen,
He's fun. Yeah, he's
and
fun.
he's
Dude.
just I'm excited to see him play. I know
Yeah.
the Warriors aren't going to be as good because of what happened to Clay, but I am excited to see what he's going to do because I think he's gonna remind everybody who he is.
I hope so. I mean,
Shoot 40-footers.
I know when the few games that he played last year, he did not really play very well, which kind of scares me. And I don't think anyone's talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta imagine if when he gets in his rhythm, he'll bounce back.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
So shout out to Steph Curry. I won't be wearing these shoes anytime soon, but I'm very happy for you.
I'm gonna sneak him on your feet when you sleep. Take a picture. One other thing I want to mention is so Major League Baseball has made some changes in their minor league systems, and they've unfortunately had to eliminate some minor league affiliates. But what they're doing to kind of compensate is they're giving some of those teams that lost their or cities that lost their team, and they're putting them in this new they're calling it the MLB Draft League, and it's going to be for prospects that are entering the draft, and they're going to play a 68 game season. I'm not really sure how it's going to all pan out, but it'll happen sort of around near the end of the college baseball season. And you can, I don't think they're going to discriminate between, you got to be a college player. I think you can do it at a high school too. And it'll just be a way for them to showcase their skills leading up to the draft. The only interesting thing I read about it is that the draft will happen somewhere in the middle of their season, which will be interesting to see if those guys that get drafted will continue to play for those teams. And I've read that the end of that season might, replace, fall league seasons as well. There's so many levels of baseball; it's insane.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I think the head of this league is a former college baseball coach. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this. This kind of shit that you bring out.
Yeah. I think the news just came out either yesterday or the day before.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any bold predictions. I don't know if I want want to take a shot of tequila either.
There's not a, I mean, with football being the only thing that's going on, you can only
Yeah.
go so far.
And it's like, we are getting basketball soon.
Yep, it's coming. It's
3
coming.
weeks,
We got
3 weeks.
literally 21 days
3
from
weeks,
now.
baby.
I cannot
Let's
wait.
go.
I did see the Warriors had a couple positive tests, COVID tests, so their training camp is being put on hold, unfortunately. So, but hey, we're inching towards it.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
Can't wait.
Have they even put out a schedule yet? I know they just said the date that they're going to start, but
Not that I know of.
yeah.
You know what sucks though for the Lakers is that their fans can't even be there to fucking celebrate that banner being dropped.
They should wait.
They should wait to do it, right?
They absolutely should wait. I mean, it's hard to say because
Or they could have it up there for the meantime, and then when they have fans back that first
they'll
night,
do a
they'll-
celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, 'cause it's like if you're part of the Lakers, you want that. You probably want that ring immediately.
Sure, yeah.
At the ring
absolutely.
ceremony.
Well,
I guess
but
you
even
do-
at the ring ceremony, they don't even give them the real rings.
They just give them a box.
They give them fake ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, so but they get their actual ones,
Oh.
privately, yeah.
They're all fake.
I'm pretty damn sure, yeah.
I don't think you're right.
I know they do that in baseball, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
Like
they-
the ones that they do on, on ring night, they're not the actual ring.
Okay.
I'm almost 100% positive about that.
Wait, what do you mean ring night?
When they hand out the rings, for
Oh.
the World Series winner, like the following year.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, I thought you were talking about. I got confused because I thought you mentioned the you go to the first 10,000 and get like the replica.
Oh no!
Oh, okay,
no.
gotcha. Obviously, they're not gonna
I'm-
hand.
I'm-
They're not handing
yeah.
out 10,000 rings.
I'm pretty damn sure I'm right that they don't give them the actual ring during the ring ceremony.
But they should just. They probably should wait.
Yeah.
But it's like, you want to wait a whole another year? If they go back to back, it'd be even cooler. Well, not back to back.
I mean, I gotta imagine they're favorites, right? At least at this point.
Probably.
Every team can look good though on paper, and then you never know what happens during the year.
Do you see those new Miami Heat uniforms?
They're like half blue.
Two-tone-
Yeah,
kinda
they're
two-tone.
kind of fades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, those are interesting.
They're pretty tight.
Yeah.
Has
You like
like
them?
the Miami Vice feel to them.
Yeah.
I sent one to sent it to Garrett on Instagram, and I knew he'd love it.
Because they've done a jersey of that style in both colors, but not
Not the
yeah,
way-
they
yeah,
don't-
not-
yeah,
not the
but not
color.
with the split. Yeah.
I mean, they're out there, but I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I miss the you remember the Kings ones that had the checkers on the side and they were kind of split like almost
Oh,
three
yeah.
quarters. I like those ones.
Those ones are sweet.
Yeah. But those are both dark colors. Like this one's a little different. They're very
It's like a
bright
powder
pink
blue and a
and-
bright pink. It's
yeah.
a little weird.
yeah.
But they're sweet. I
Mhm.
know Scott probably saw those and he was like, yeah.
He drooled a little bit.
He probably ordered the Tyler Hero one as we speak.
All right, folks. Shall we wrap it up?
I got nothing else to say.
All right, no more spewing bullshit.
No more speed.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks
Thanks for listening. Peace.